I absolutely love finding ways to use my Thieves products or any of my Young Living products that is beyond what you normally would use it for. And when Karen and I started talking about, like, hey, let's talk about beyond the label, we already had quite a list of things that we do beyond what is on the label of these. So we put it together, and we wanted to share with you guys what we do and some of our favorite things. But first, let's just talk about the money saving tips, because this is something that Kara and I are very passionate about as well. Like, not only stretching your dollar by getting more uses out of the different products, but also getting them at the absolute best price that you can, and taking advantage of, like, getting more products for your dollar than you would other ways. So first of all, there's two different kits that you can get multiple Thieves products with. Otherwise, you can purchase them individually or cash in loyalty points to get them. So I'm just going to show you side by side the loyalty bundle that has the 6 Thieves products in it, versus the Make a Shift product, or Make a Shift kit, which has 4 Thieves products in it. And then they both come with the 2 oils, the Thieves and the lemon. So the loyalty bundle, you are paying $160, saving 15%. Obviously, throwing this on your loyalty, you are going to get additional cash back. If you are brand new to Young Living and it's your first order, make sure that you're using the code SHAREYL, so you save an additional 10% off of the pricing. And then as a brand partner, when you're sharing this kit with your friends, you're actually earning a commission check that you can turn around and use it to buy more product. You can use it to pay bills. You can use it for whatever. As a customer, you can share these with your friends, and then you can actually earn product credit that you can use to purchase any of the things. So 15% savings is like getting your household cleaner for free on the loyalty bundle. But with the Make a Shift, it's actually a 32% savings. And I absolutely love that price point. Like, for me, saving $50 is better than saving $27.99. If you're like me, then you'll be like, oh, the Make a Shift bundle is amazing. I can just add my fruit and veggie wash and the hand soap to my next time I cash in my points, or to the order, and just like get it that way. So the Make a Shift bundle is the one that I got really excited about when Young Living released it in July, and I saw it's a 32% savings. I'm getting my Thieves cleaner, my scrub, and my spray bottle for free every time I order it. This is, for me, hands down, the best way to restock any of these products, the scrub, cleaner, laundry, or dish soap, into your home when you need to get them. And if you're like me and you're using them in all the different rooms in your house, you end up at a point where sometimes you need to get all 4 of them at the same time. So if you do, make sure that you add the Make a Shift bundle to your loyalty order so that you're saving that extra $50. All right, so let's talk about the Thieves Cleaner. If you have been living under a rock, or if you have not been with Young Living very long, then maybe you don't know about Thieves Cleaner. But if you've been with Young Living for any time at all, you've experienced Thieves Cleaner, you probably have a million stories of your own. If you want to share those in the chat about, like, some miracle that you've seen Thieves Cleaner do around your house, please share that, because we could spend the entire hour just talking about how fantastic Thieves Cleaner is and how many amazing things that it does in our home. So ways that we use it outside of just mixing it, 1 capful to 30 capfuls for regular cleaning, or 1 capful to 15 capfuls of water for a heavier degreasing type cleaning. You can use this in your home jacuzzi. So 2 capfuls and a little bit of the Thieves dish soap will clean out that jacuzzi for you. And then you're not having to buy an extra product that maybe you don't know all of the ingredients in to do an additional job in your house. you can clean your jewelry with your thieves. You can use a capful in a half cup of warm water. Sometimes I get really lazy and I just spray my ring with my thieves cleaner and then use my little scrub toothbrush to like scrub it and get it clean. You can use this in your dishwasher. That's actually one of Kara's favorite ways to use it, is putting a capful with a little splash of vinegar and washing her dishes that way. You can actually use your thieves cleaner as a wrinkle release. So we travel with thieves cleaner. We've got smaller bottles that you can just pack with you so that you're under that 3-ounce limit. But bringing your thieves cleaner with, not only can you clean that hotel room that you're in that maybe is a little questionable, but your clothes are going to get wrinkled. And instead of packing a wrinkle releaser, you can have your thieves cleaner and you just lightly spray it on your clothes, allow them to just hang in that closet in the hotel room, and it'll slowly start to release some of the wrinkles. Now, like the really, really heavy wrinkled clothing, you might still have to take an iron to it afterwards, but you can get a lot of the wrinkles out just misting your clothes the night before so that all the wrinkles can be released from the clothing from your thieves cleaner. Fantastic. Absolutely love multi-purpose things, especially when you're traveling, so you only have to bring one thing. And thieves cleaner is definitely one of these multi-purpose things. We use it on furniture stains. We have dogs. We also will spray the dogs down. How many times does your dog find something really fun to roll in the yard that makes you lose your lunch? We'll clean them up with some thieves cleaner, especially if it's during the workday and we don't have time to throw them in for an entire bath. We'll use a thieves cleaner. Sometimes they also get a little greasy, and I'll spray some thieves cleaner on a towel and just like run it down their back and just kind of absorb some of that grease. Now, you can put that in your dog's fur and like get the grease out. You can also do it to your hair as well. So dry shampoo is a popular thing, but there's a lot of things out there. If you are doing any research where people are saying, ooh, dry shampoo is amazing because you want to go as long as possible without washing your hair, but there's so many chemicals in there that you don't want to put on your scalp and have go directly into your brain. So what do you use? Well, there's a lot of recipes out there using some powdery stuff. I've found that Thieves Cleaner actually works really great. You can kind of use it the same way. You just want to make sure that you have a fine mist sprayer on there. You don't want one of the ones that kind of foams up when you're spraying it out, but you just hold your hair up and just like lightly mist all the areas. And then after you do that, just kind of rub it in, go to sleep. And then the next morning, just brush your hair out as normal. It works overnight to just absorb all that excessive grease that's at the root of your hair so that your hair looks nice and clean the next morning, and you don't need to worry about what's in my dry shampoo because you're using your Thieves Cleaner. We also add it to our steam mop and our green machine to clean the floors, to clean spots on the carpet that may have happened, to clean our furniture. We'll clean the entire couch, vacuum it up, use your green cleaner with your Thieves Cleaner in it, and our furniture looks like new. I absolutely love it. And then for moms or grandmas, when your littles are over and they're playing and one of them gets sick, or if like a bunch of other kids have come over for a play date and you want to clean the toys, just fill up your sink or your bathtub with some water and add a couple capfuls of Thieves Cleaner to it. Throw all the toys in there to soak. You can throw in a little bit of vinegar in there if you want to as well, and just clean up your kids' toys and help to kind of sanitize them without having to grab something like bleach or something else that maybe you don't want in your home and use it that way. Now, there are so many different ways that you can use Thieves to replace a lot of the cleaners or things that you may be buying in the store, so that you just have one cleaner, you just have one thing that's taking up space underneath your sinks, and it'll clean anything. So this DIY cleaning wipes recipe, that's absolutely fantastic to replace any of those like wipes in a container that you might need might be tempted to buy just for quick cleanups in the kitchen or in the bathroom or around. You can use the thieves wipes that we have and purchase those, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to save and make something that's like pennies on the dollar versus purchasing it yourself. And the cool thing with making your own cleaning wipes using the thieves, you don't have to go back after you're done and rewash the surface, which if you read the instructions on using, like, a lot of those wipes come in the container, after you've completely saturated the area and let it stay wet for 15 minutes, you're supposed to go back over it and clean it. So the cleaning wipes, absolutely love using those. This DIY scrub cleaner, this is one of Carrie's recipes that she loves to use and just have like an extra scrubbing power for tough stains in different areas that she may need to use it on. The wood cleaner, there's so many different times that people are talking about, like, mix your thieves cleaner together and olive oil, clean your wood. You want different ratios if you're doing your furniture or if you're doing the floors, because clearly if you're using a lot of olive oil on your floors, you might slide from one end of the room to the other, and that could be a little bit dangerous. So there are, just be aware there's different amounts of olive oil that you're using on your floor versus on your furniture. But the awesome thing with the thieves cleaner is it'll help to clean the wood, pull all of that built up icky stuff, maybe like sticky stuff or oils from our skin off of the wood furniture. And then the olive oil goes through and it just helps to shine up and moisturize your furniture. All right, this is a picture of the floor of a house that I rented 6 years ago. It was. I came down and the woman had paid some company to clean the house before, like the owner of the house, before we came in as the renter. I was like, the floor is yellow, and I don't know if I've ever seen a black grout before. Like, this was I was like, is that a thing? I mean, now it's a thing. Like, people do that now. But I was kind of like, I think there's something going on here. So I did a little research and I figured out, hey, this is recommended on this website, this. I'm gonna mix all these things together using my thieves cleaner, my household or my dish soap, and then I just grabbed vinegar and baking soda. I mixed them together, and obviously when you add the vinegar, or if you're going to use peroxide instead of vinegar, when you mix that in there, it has a chemical reaction. So it kind of spilled all over the floor. I was able to get it in the grout, but letting it sit there, the cleaner and the baking soda and the catalyst for the bubbles, the vinegar, they did a lot of the work for me. So I didn't have to scrub very hard to get a very dirty looking floor to look brand new. And the owner was actually doing work on the house, like repairing something before we moved in, and let me come in a little early to just do a little bit of cleaning. And she saw, I only had about a third of the floor done, and she saw the floor and she was like, holy cow, I had no idea that the tiles were pink. Like, it was just absolutely shocking to her. So this is one of my absolute favorite things for cleaning up grout. You can use it on anything. This obviously wasn't steel grout when I first started. So once you're done doing all this work, if you go through with a grout sealer, then maybe you won't have to do it quite as often. But I pretty much did this to the floor every single year that we lived there. And one of the things that you will see a lot on social media, if you are interested in cleaning or natural cleaning, is there are some companies out there that will send like customized boxes with these like soaps with scent, and then you just pour it into your glass spray bottle, and then you've got like a new scent for the season. Bearing that in mind, the lemon drop, pumpkin spice, summertime, Christmas spirit, this is kind of like your hack to do this for even cheaper than a lot of those subscription companies. But taking your essential oils that you already have, mixing them into your thieves cleaner, and then instead of just having the thieves cleaner that we love, Maybe you want it to have like a pumpkin spice scent to it while you're cleaning during the fall, or you want it to have a Christmas spirit scent to it while you're cleaning for the holidays. So this just makes it a little bit more fun. You obviously don't have to do this. It's to clean any better, but this makes it fun. And this also gives you that opportunity instead of subscribing to another service just because you're like, oh, that looks cool. I want that. I would love to have a pumpkin spice cleaner right now. Make your own and save even more money that way. Now, I talked a little bit about dish soap. I absolutely love this dish soap. It's formulated using thieves, jade lemon, and bergamot. So you can actually be kind of happy while you're doing your dishes versus, this is a chore, because it's got these uplifting scents in it. But it leaves your dishes really sparkling clean, doesn't have any of those dyes, phosphates, or synthetic perfumes that some of our other dish soaps have that kind of just stick to your glass. And if you've ever had a glass where you go take a drink and you can smell the dish soap on it afterwards, oh, that just turns my stomach. This rinses away clean and it doesn't stick to your dishes and just like hang out. And I don't know about you, but I don't want my soap hanging out on my dishes because I don't want to eat soap. So it has some natural cleansing agents like decoglucide and lauroglucide that will be gentle on your hands, wash completely away from your dishes, not stick around for later. And if you're wondering, why does my Thieves dish soap not bubble up like my other dish soaps that I've had in the past? It's because of those essential oils that we have added in there. So they actually change the surface tension of bubbles, and it makes them more likely to pop. So as you are scrubbing and doing all your dishes, all those bubbles that were formed when you were running the water in there and they were building up, those are going to pop because of that essential oil mixture that's in there. And the on the other hand, the dish soaps that have those bubbles that just like stay almost the entire time you're doing dishes, that is because of a byproduct of sodium lauryl sulfate. So if you are trying to avoid sodium lauryl sulfate, you aren't going to have a byproduct in there that is keeping your suds around. But the soap is still working while you're cleaning your dishes. You don't need the bubbles to tell you that there is soap in your water. You put it in there, you know you did, and you're cleaning your dishes. But if you want something where the suds are going to stick around a little bit longer, this is actually one of Kara's recipes. She saves her empty Thieves dish soap bottles, and then she just divides the brand new one up between two other bottles so that there's a third in each of the bottles, adds 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and then just fills it up with water. And that allows that sudsing to stick around a little bit longer because it's kind of distributing the oils a little bit more, and then it lasts longer. I'm lazy. I just use them fresh out of the bottle the way that it is. But if you want more sudsing, we have a recipe for you. Now, some of the ways that I use the dish soap beyond just washing dishes is I've used it to wash my makeup brushes. So before Young Living had makeup and we had a brush cleaner, which I absolutely loved and I'll miss that. But I used the dish soap and I loved how cleanly it washed out of those brushes and it didn't stick around. And I was able to clean my brushes really, really well with something that was natural. You can also use it in your dishwasher. You just want a little bit because you don't want it to turn into a foaming monster pouring out of your dishwasher. You can use it as a bubble bath. If your kids are like, I want to take a bubble bath, I want to play with some bubbles, Mom, you can take your Sudsy Thieves dish soap pack and use that, or you can just pour the dish soap in there as the water is pouring in and it'll foam up with a bunch of bubbles. They won't stay around for forever, but you're going to give your kids a bubble bath with something that has no hidden scary little ingredients hiding in it. And then you can also use it as a clarifying shampoo on your hair. So if you are using product on your hair just to help with like texturizing and volumizing, that can build up. And if you're looking for something that's going to help to strip that off, but be gentle on your scalp, gentle on your hair, the Thieves dish soap is absolutely fantastic for it. And you can mix it with the Thieves cleaner to get even more degreasing power with it as well. So we absolutely love using this in more than just the kitchen. And then speaking of kitchen and bathroom, the scrub is absolutely fantastic. If you have not used it yet, I want to encourage you to get it. This is, dare I say, a very life-changing product in our home, not only for me, but like all of the members of my family. When we started using the Thieves scrub, my family was like, well, this stuff is magic. Like, we don't have to try that hard to clean everything in the house. And it just made cleaning a little bit quicker. And then if you can clean faster, then obviously cleaning is more enjoyable. You don't want to be doing it all day. So this is formulated again without harmful chemicals, chlorine free, and it's an all-purpose cleaner. If you are using it for the first time on a new surface, just try it out in an inconspicuous spot. Make sure that it's going to be perfect. But these are all the ones that they know it's safe to use on. It'll remove grease, dirt, grime, residue, and tough stains from most surfaces. I have the world's crappiest Formica counters in the world. You put anything near the counters, or if you look at it with like a color, it'll turn my white Formica counters like, ooh, we have this huge red splotch on there. And this gets all of that color off, and I absolutely love it. I don't have to use anything like scary in there. But on top of just the normal cleaning in your kitchen and your bathroom, you can use this to clean your cookware. You can use it to clean the oven, which I don't do very often because I absolutely hate it. But since I started using the kitchen and bath scrub, it just makes it easier. I actually clean my oven a little bit more than I used to. You can clean your grill with it. You can clean boat cushions, patio furniture. You can even clean exterior, like the exterior of your home with this cleaner. And I just absolutely love it. There's probably more ways that you can use it that we haven't even discovered yet. So if you've got some tips, throw it in the chat. We would love to learn from you too. And then I'm going to stop. And Kira.
Okay, I'm going to go through the Thieves Fruit and Veggie Wash. If you've heard me talk, you'll probably know this is one of my all-time favorite Thieves products. So yes, is it for your fruit and veggies? Yep, but it's for so much more than that. So one of the things, if you have done any research, you will know that like when farmers and people are growing our fruit and vegetables, there are pesticides and other things that are put on it. But here's the thing, if you go and just rinse it under water, you will notice that like look at the broccoli picture in there. Like if you rinse it under water, it's not going to change, because what happens is they put all these chemicals on the fruit and vegetables because they don't want the rainwater to wash it off. So by just putting it in the sink and rinsing it with water, you're not getting it off. So it's water repellent. And so the main thing is like you want to use this on your fruit and vegetables. Not only is it going to take all of the junk off, it is going to taste so much better. So on the picture here, let's look at the broccolis. The one on the right, you can see when this has been used in the fruit and veggie wash, look at the color difference. It is going to taste different for you. If you can look at the grapes, so it takes off like all of that waxy stuff, you know, like when I go to people's homes or if I'm like at a restaurant and I see all that junk, I'm like, I won't even eat it because I know it hasn't been cleaned, and it looks prettier when it's cleaned, right? So then moving down to the bottom right, that is a bowl. I use the white bowl so we could see the difference. That was doing strawberries. These are strawberries that, yes, I picked them at a local farmer, but you know that they still use stuff. And so you can kind of see all of that dirt and the grime that comes off of it. And then the bottom left picture, my all-time favorite way to use this is going to be with chicken. If you are not cleaning your chicken, you guys, it is so gross what comes off of it. Even if, yes, you're going and getting it at like the local butcher or something, what comes off of your chicken is absolutely disgusting. I will not eat any chicken unless it's cleaned. So you can kind of see, I let this sit for a while and it's grimy, slimy, white stuff. And so like just be cleaning your chicken with that. Okay, this is a product and it is a combination of digize, thieves, and purification oil. What those are doing is that is what is cleaning the stuff out with it. Now, you're only going to let it sit for like 30 seconds to a minute or so. If you went and you put your stuff in the bowl, like I just take a big bowl and I take a capful of this and I put it in and then just let it soak. It isn't something you're going to want to let it soak for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because you're going to start tasting that digize or purification. You don't need to have it in there for a long time. So this is just what is going to clean everything off for you. One of the cool things that I've learned recently is bananas. So bananas actually, I did not know this until a couple months ago. Bananas have another chemical on them, and that's where they kind of turn brown. And so it's done to like make them like ripen faster. So as long as your banana doesn't have a whole bunch of like cuts and stuff in it, just dip your banana in the fruit and veggie wash, and that is going to help it remove the coating so they stay nice and fresh and don't turn brown for you. The other thing that you can do with this is you can put it in like a 50-50 spray bottle, and you can use it as a pre-treat on clothes. It's going to help like soften your fabrics. One of the things that I did, if you've ever had like, occasionally when you use like natural, say deodorants or that, sometimes like, let's just take like armpit sweat. People get that. I found like I had one of those like expensive shirts, and I literally, it took me a couple times, but I soaked the armpit in it with some of this fruit and veggie wash and some vinegar. So I just let it keep soaking, and it actually got it clean. So if you have some of those stains and you can't get the stains out, this is amazing how it breaks it down. The same way that it's going to break down the pesticides on the food that you're eating, it's going to do the same thing on your clothes. So this is really good if you have like, say, little kid fingerprints or dog prints on your glass or any of that. Stainless steel, this is a really good thing where you can be cleaning that stainless steel. Dog cat pee that's going to be on urine, it's going to break down the just the enzymes in there is going to help break it down as a non-toxic way. This is good also as a rinse aid in the dishwasher. A lot of times I will use the household cleaner as the rinse aid in my dishwasher, but this is another option that you can put in your dishwasher. And then if you are a gardener or you have plants, this is really fun that I've learned in some of the gardening sections that I've been in, is after you've cleaned your fruit and vegetables. So then what you're going to do is you will have that bowl, and yes, the bowl has kind of gunk in it, but there still are enzymes in there. Yep, there's enzymes in here. And then you can go put it in your flower pots outside. So it's just going to help your plants kind of grow a little better. So instead of just dumping it down the drain, you might as well do that. Okay, laundry soap. I love our laundry soap. If you are newer to Young Living or you're watching this on the replay or that, here's the thing on laundry soap that I like to tell people to think about is, I think at the end of the day, we are all trying to do the best for our families. But unfortunately, most of us were never trained and we were never educated that the products at the local store are not good for you. Just because they're sold on the shelf does not mean that they are safe or good for you. They are not regulated. So if you are still buying things like Tide and Dreft and Free and Clear All and Gain and all those things at the store, here's the thing, the toxic chemicals on those, like we are all wearing clothes, right? We don't run around naked. So it's like we're wearing clothes, and what is on your clothes is seeping into your body 24 hours a day. So just because you think you washed it doesn't mean that that chemical residue isn't on you, and it is going through your skin. So our Thieves laundry soap does not have that sodium lauryl sulfate. It doesn't have the dyes. It doesn't have the formaldehyde, the perfume, any of those toxic things on there. And you know, this was probably the very first thing when I started using Young Living years ago, when I dug into the laundry soap. And I'm like, well, I'm using Free and Clear. It's fine. It wasn't. It was rated F when we looked into it. And it's like, if you look on the packaging, it doesn't even list it. You actually have to dig into the company's websites to find the toxicity of it. And it is crazy when you start doing that, what you find. The cool thing on here is like you can see the cap, that little clear cap that is on the bottle in the picture. You use like a quarter cap. It is really a small amount. Most people are used to having these big scoops of stuff that they're putting in the laundry. Just because you're using a big scoop does not mean that it's making your clothes cleaner. This little amount, because it is so powerful and heavily concentrated, this has the natural enzymes that's going to get your dirt and your stains and your odors out. Sure, are there going to be times that you may need to pre-treat? Maybe like I use the household cleaner a lot, and I use the fruit and veggie soak is what I put if I'm going to need to clean something. But that little bottle is going to do 64 loads. I will tell you that my kids take that to college and they still come home after a full year with a full, like half a bottle left, because I mean, that's what they do. So here is a laundry strip. I'd love to see in the comments, does anyone do laundry strips? This is something that I've learned about more in the last year. Is there are times that just, yes, based on like our washing machines and all of that, most of us do not go and heavy scrub and clean the washing machines out. There are just times that you do need to strip your clothes. And so if you look at the picture, that is a picture of a bathtub. And so what stripping actually does is, even though you're washing your clothes, like some people do like their towels or they do the sheets. So really with it, what you're doing is you're filling the tub with it like hot, like the hottest water you can get. You use a cup of the like washing soda, a cup of citric acid, 3 capfuls of the household cleaner, a tablespoon of the laundry soap, a cap of the fruit and veggie soak, and about 15 drops of diagnose. And you let your clothes soak for 3 hours. And so about every 30 to 60 minutes, you just take like a big spoon or whatever you want to do, and you move it around. And I have seen in some of the leadership groups that we're in, when I see people doing this, and then like one friend posts it and then everyone else goes and does it that week, the water is like black, like the stuff that is coming off of people's sheets. It's pretty disgusting, but it is a thing that some people do if you're just feeling like, it's just not getting it. I will tell you, if you've used toxic laundry soap for a really long time, it will take a while for all of that chemical to get out of your clothes. So just know that you may have to wash clothes for a while till you get rid of that. That's what a laundry strip is. Okay, so a DIY stain stick. Some people really like having like that little stain stick. They're used to having the old toxic sticks that we used to get like at Target or Walmart or that. You can just take one of those little roller balls. You can get a colored one, whatever you want to do with it. You put a half a teaspoon of the hydrogen peroxide, a teaspoon of the household cleaner. Yep, half a teaspoon of the dish soap or the laundry soap, and like 2 to 3 drops of lemon oil. I probably do extra lemon oil than that, but that's what you can also use. And you can like just spot treat it on your clothes if you want to do that. Another thing is a hack. If some people just, I'm finding generations are very different. And I would say that like the generation above me is so used to like, I want a pre-stain, I want a white thing, I want all these separate things to do. And if you're more like that, maybe you would appreciate having a few of these things. So like a different hack that you can do for your whites is if you just get another bottle and you put a third of the bottle, you're going to fill it up with the laundry soap. And then you can use a 3/4 a cup of the Luscious Lemon hand soap. A lot of times I like just getting the big Luscious Lemon refill. That's the cheapest way that you can refill your soaps. These two combined will help you get some whiter whites. You can also use it as a pre-treat for your stains. And then you're just going to launder it as usual. Here's a picture of actual baseball pants. You can see the dirty baseball pants. If you ever had kids that played baseball, you know how filthy they get. You could just soak the pants in some water, and then you use the actual Thieves bar soap. So you're using, just the regular handheld bar soap. And so like people have just taken that and scrubbed it with the bar soap, and then like just use the household cleaner to spray that and put them in the laundry soap or the laundry as usual. So that is a couple hacks for some really dirty things. Okay, the toothpaste. We have multiple different toothpaste. So personally, my favorite is the Thieves Whitening Toothpaste. I will say that yes, there's the kids one, there's the Ultra. Like I used to use the Ultra before we had the whitening. Those of you that like more of a foam like I do, our new whitening toothpaste is absolutely amazing. So, okay, let's flip to the next slide. Okay, so here's the thing on our toothpaste. I mean, you'll see these things where Sarah and I are talking about like they don't have sodium lauryl sulfate, they don't have dyes, they don't have colors, they don't have all of these things. One of the things that like if you are not aware, like I wasn't, and this is the thing when we teach thieves classes to people, go look at your toothpaste. And if you flip that over and you see the thing and it's like, warning, if you get too much, call the like poison control. Like, do you ever think like this was so eye-opening to me when I heard someone teach me that, and it's like, it's telling me to call poison control and I'm getting too much. Why do I think it's okay to put it in my mouth? Like when you are using another brand, like why did we grow up thinking that that is safe? Do you know that like underneath your tongue is one of the most absorbent spots in your whole entire body? And it's just like, it's like the thing when I know we're not talking about mouthwash, but when I say like most of the mouthwashes on the market are full of alcohol, and like they literally have done breath analyzer tests with people and they have tested for alcohol because it's under, just because you're not swallowing it, it's under your tongue. It's the same thing with the toothpaste. So here is something really cool beyond like our toothpaste label. When we are talking about this, I want to teach you about, especially as we're into fall and we're into winter, and that's when a lot of bugs and germs are going around, right? The whitening toothpaste has essential oils in there, and they're encapsulated in something called a lecithin liposome. So what that means is when you use the whitening is only with the whitening. So this is the example in the whitening toothpaste. That means that they are time released in little bursts in your mouth, and they have long antimicrobial action over 6 to 8 hours. So if you're ever worried, like, oh my gosh, there's an outbreak of something going on, but I have to go to the grocery store. Do you realize that like when you brushed your teeth in the morning and you went to the grocery store a few hours later, these little liposomes that are from the whitening toothpaste continue to release in your mouth for 6 to 8 hours. So that means anything that maybe you're breathing with your mouth or through your nose, you have some added protection from that. So that is really cool if you do not know about that. Other uses for the toothpaste is cleaning your jewelry. Like this is kind of like, yes, I know we have scrubs and all of these things, but maybe you're at a cabin or somewhere else and you needed to do a quick thing for your cleaning your jewelry. The toothpaste is like another little scrub. You can use this on a zit on your face. Do we have things like the hand sanitizer and the acne cream and all of that? Sure. But another thing that you can do is the toothpaste is a good little quick, oh, hey, let me just pop this on there. Deodorant, this is amazing. I'd love to see in the chat, like, what is your personal favorite for the deodorant? Mine is actually the one with the red bar across it. It's interesting, outside of whitening, the other three, everyone kind of has a favorite for their deodorant, and it's different. My personal one is actually the one with the red bar. It is really good for, like, this is good for a armpit detox. You know, when you're doing that, you probably want to consider using like purification or citronella are good to add to your armpit. So let's talk about this. I love that Sarah made this graphic and I'm like, oh, I like this updated graphic so much better. I think it's really cool. So here's the thing when you are doing a detox of the armpits. Now, everyone is different and everyone's level is different. Wintertime is a way easier time to do it sometimes than the summertime. But the first week, so what you do is you just squirt it on your finger and you just rub it on your arms. I know it seems kind of weird, but yep, I just have a separate toothpaste bottle in my bathroom is what I do with it. So, so the first week I put the toothpaste on my armpits. I'm like, hey, this is working. This is great. Like, no problem at all. One thing that I really like in the summertime with this is because of the thieves and the little peppermint in there, it's almost like a little bit of an air conditioning on your armpit. I love that one. The red one is called the Dentarome. So that's my personal one. I think Aroma Bright. It's usually between the two that most people have a favorite with it. So when you go into the second week of a detox, you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to maybe smell a little something. Here's the thing, what's normal. You've been using toxic deodorant for so long that what happens is, like, when you are putting this deodorant on your skin, you're creating this barrier, and instead of the sweat coming out, you are pushing all the toxins in your body. That is why, like, when people do detox or take sulfurzyme or an Ningxia Red in water, we flush it out. But when you're doing your armpits, you're like locking everything in. So the second week, just know that it's kind of normal that you might smell something. This is actually like a purging phase. This is where you might want to pull out your purification and put your purification on your armpit too. By the third week, you feel a little less smelly, but maybe you're sweating. That's because your body is still like, oh my gosh, there's all of this junk that I've like locked in here for 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years. And so that is the bacteria that is actually coming out. And then maybe by about the fourth week, you're like, okay, I'm starting to feel normal. This is okay. And that is where it's simpler. Every body is really different. But I would say, like, yes, does Young Living have deodorants and some of that, but they were really like, some of our deodorants were meant more for a lymph cleansing, but just with how our government works, we have to label them differently. And so that is where this thing of teaching you, if you are a Young Living user and you've been around people who know things, most people like to use our toothpaste. So that is just one thing to know. Other things that you could do, I actually learned this from Sarah. Use the charcoal mask. If you are starting to get sweaty, or maybe it's summer, put the charcoal mask on your armpits. That's going to help pull out that junk a lot faster. And then in between time in the shower, you can get that charcoal bar soap. The charcoal bar soap is going to be a good thing because charcoal pulls stuff out. So have that in your shower when you are taking a shower. That's really good. Lavender is going to be a good thing before you go to bed. You can just put it on your armpits because that pulls out things like aluminum that is going to come from the other deodorants that you've used throughout your life to pull that out. And then, like I said, citronella, purification. I do have people on my team that love patchouli on their armpits. And some people just swear by the patchouli itself as their deodorant. So that is something that you can do just to help with that sweat level. Taking 10 multigreens a day is another option just to pull things out. So diffusing and roll-ons, you know, you guys, when you come to our classes, we always like to give you this fun stuff that you can do. We put in here because, like Sarah said, we love to help you guys save money. The more you hear us talk, like, my favorite thing is teaching people how to save money. This is not more expensive. You can save money. You can share it with friends and get your products paid for. And like, we just want everyone to like finally grasp, like, oh my gosh, because sometimes we know it takes you hearing how many times to do that. But here's the thing, because when you get in like any of, say, the bundles, yes, the make a shift kit is crazy that, like, those of us that figure out that is the cheapest way to get your thieves. But when you get your thieves or your lemon that come with it, here are some recipes that you can do. And you can just put, these are diffuser recipes, put them in your diffuser and they smell absolutely amazing.